Hi Sunny, hi world. Um, it's been a very long time since I've uploaded anything on my channel. Um, this is primarily because, as I said in the beginning, this was always meant to be some kind of tool, technology tool to help me get out everything I was feeling and thinking back when it started, and then also something to look back on at whatever stage in my life and see the progress I'd made and where I was at and learn lessons from it. And since I last uploaded in December, things have gone from good to bad at an alarming rate. BB and I have been on and off and on and off at such an alarming rate. I struggled to actually know when we were on and when we were off, because it always came down to him. One minute he was happy to be with me, and then the next minute he wasn't, and I was being dumped in all manner of ways all the time. And then I would contact and beg and grovel and email and text and use any device at my means to try and get the message that I loved him through. And I've done this consistently for the last, well, since September really, but very much so very recently. And in times of us getting back together, I have been to see him in London a few times, and tried my damnedest to make it work, because I love him very, very much. There has always been recently for him an issue of trust, and I had been accused of doing all sorts which I haven't done, but it seems that that seed is firmly planted in his head, and he asked for reassurance from me, and I put my hand on my heart and said I would reassure him in any way I could, of which I have tried to do by all manner of means: lending money, spending myself when I can ill afford it to go and be with him when I can, and the money that all incurs, because he's financially up against it. So whenever I was there, I was paying for things, and I don't want you to think that I begrudge this, but when I can ill afford it and I'm choosing to do it, that's the point, because it meant that much to me to do it, because he was a priority, and I felt I wanted our relationship to come first, to the sacrifice of everything and anything else, financially and otherwise. I have desperately tried to install in him that I love him, and I thought we were making progress. At one point, I really did, because I'm in the middle of relocating, which would meant we were nearer each other, and although not back living together, geography and geographically wise, nearer was a hell of a lot better than the hundreds of miles we were apart. My finances would have eased, which meant I could have helped him a lot more as a team and a partnership. And I really thought we were getting somewhere. But it seems that about 3 weeks ago, on Friday night, when everything was fine, he was up there and I was down here, and he'd gone out for the evening with work colleagues because there was a free bar because someone was leaving, which I encouraged greatly because I have no problem with that. And it was a free bar, go nuts, drink, have fun. and I was continuing packing and surrounded by boxes. My TV had blown up, and it came to the evening time. He'd finished work about 5 and started on this night out drinking, pre-bar, leaving do, and I tried to settle myself down for the evening, but I couldn't relax in the house in the state it was in and the mess, and I needed to get out the four walls. I just needed to get out the four walls, so I walked myself up to the little local pub up the road, where I do know patrons that go in there because I used to play for the pool team, and I thought with £1.77 in my pocket that I'd get a glass of Coke and maybe have a game of pool, just to get out the house. Toby was on a night out in London. We were texting on and off throughout the evening, and off I went. And I got back before 10 o'clock. I left at 8:30, so I was there less than an hour and a half. And I won a pool game of Killer and came home with £13 in my pocket. And Toby rang about 12:30 because he had obviously found some money from somewhere and carried on going nuts. And he went and he had a great night out and called me at 12:30 when he got in, very happy, very inebriated, and I told him about my evening, which I got a complete barrage on, and telling me that me disappearing off to a pub with God knows who for God knows how long and for God knows why was not acceptable. And he ended it again, and that was about 3-4 weeks ago. I am once again in bits. There's not been any contact other than maybe 2 texts which I have sent. I've tried to be strong because I think that even though I think that it wasn't that I went to the pub, it was the fact that he didn't know who I was with and couldn't control the situation and what was I saying and what was I doing and who was I seeing. I think that that's wrong, and I do think that that's wrong because he has to trust me because I am trustworthy, especially as far as he's concerned. And it was an hour and a half to get out the house for a reason. He was out doing whatever with whoever, having fun, which is fine. And me going up the little local pub for an hour and a half isn't, for his reasons, which I can understand, but the reaction I can't. And the fact that he can't expect me to clock in with my every movement to him and check if it's okay, because that's not right and it's no way to live. And he said he believed me and that he was going to try his best to trust me. So he lied. And I am heartbroken. I am gutted. I have dropped 6 dress sizes. I'm now size 10. I am miserable without him. And there's been a lot going on in the last few weeks. I've tried to keep busy and keep my head above water. And today has been a particularly bad day because I had some very bad news today, which has upset me greatly, which is probably why I feel the need to suddenly do this again. Hold on, my phone's going on. Sorry. Hello? Hello? Yeah, who's it? Hello, Gemma, can I call you back? I'll call you back. Just chuck it at me now, darling. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely, darling. I'll call you back. Thank you. Bye. Sorry about that. Anyway, I've had some really bad news today. I'm very, very, very low. Very upset, and I don't know what to do with myself. And it's all just because I've been so strong over the last 3-4 weeks, trying not to contact and just get on and keep myself busy because I'm still packing and I'm on a time scale here, and all sorts of things are going on otherwise. And I've tried to keep busy. And today it's just all caught up with me really badly. And I'm hurting and I'm miserable and I miss him. And I don't know what to do, because I know that the relationship isn't going to work, because if he's going to be like this, there's not hope in hell. Because I don't deserve to be monitored because I haven't done anything wrong, but I appreciate the paranoia and the concern once it takes seed in someone's mind. And I would do all I can to reassure him, but I can't live like a nun and sit in all the time. And we're pretty much close to, me being a hell of a lot nearer than I am now, which would make it a lot easier. And still, this has happened. And I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. So I'm doing this again. My friends, as always, are fantastic. Always fantastic. And have been supporting me through this with whatever I want to do. Even down to the 2 times I have texted. I don't know what to do with the love I have for him. I don't know what to do day to day. I don't know how to sort this out in my head. And I'm struggling today. Really struggling. But today's been a particularly bad day. It's changed my plans a little bit. Not entirely, but it's just made them a little bit harder and a bit of a disappointment. But I am supposed to be starting anew and moving and doing stuff, and I wanted him to be part of it. I'm just really low. I'm sorry about it. Anyway, I felt the need to do this just to get it out, because my friends, as always, are marvellous, but with the recent behaviour from him, they are now kind of turning tact a little bit, and instead of being completely supportive, it is more, Megan, you've got to see the writing on the wall, and you can't be with a man who not only doesn't trust you, but doesn't trust you for real valid reasons with any proof other than possible malicious hearsay or whatever it was, and somebody that you can't go to your own local pub with, or you can't just go to your own pub to get out of your own house for an hour and a half when he's been out all night. It's a ludicrous situation, and I know this, but I've still got a hell of a lot of pain and heartache, and I'm back to not eating and crying a lot. And being strong is really, really, really hard. Really hard. In fact, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And I wish I could be strong like him, because even if he does love me, which I'm not even sure he truly does now, he is very black and white and cut and dry, and can just say that's it, no more, goodbye, and erase me from his mind and his life as if I was never there. And that's really tough, because I know that's what he's done, and that also hurts on a whole other level, because I can't understand how that could happen. Anyway, I'm back on here for a bit, I would imagine, until I get myself sorted once again. But since September, it's just been a complete mixture of absolutely marvellous and full of hope and love, to awful doom and gloom on, off,